Hello everybody. Today we start with a new chapter in Standard 8 ICSC Biology, that is chapter number 6, the circulatory system. Now, see, in our human body, we have got different kinds of systems. There is a respiratory system which takes care of the respiration, that is taking in the air, the oxygen, and giving out carbon dioxide and transferring to the different parts of the body. There is the digestive system, which the food what we intake is going to be digested and given to us, nutrients to different parts of the body. Okay, there will be the endocrine system, which is going to generate the hormones, which is going to be transferred to the different parts of the body. Now, you can see that all these systems, they are doing an individual activity, but these outcome of the activity is going to be given to the complete body. See, it's not that only the lungs and the trachea and the nose they require the oxygen and the carbon dioxide. They can give the carbon dioxide. It's not that only the stomach and the intestine and all will require the nutrition, and so the food is going to pass only through that, right? Each and every part, each and every cell of the body is going to require oxygen, is going to give out carbon dioxide, it is going to require nutrients, it will require hormones. So everything is going to be required for the complete body, but the system is only that particular part. So that means that whatever the different systems are doing, okay, whatever functions the different systems are doing is for the complete body and not only for that particular organs. So that means that if that particular system is for the complete body, that means there has to be some or the other means by which whatever is produced in that system is distributed to the complete body. The lungs are taking in oxygen, so that oxygen needs to be distributed to the complete body. The intestine and all are going to digest the food and produce nutrients, so that nutrients need to be distributed to the complete body. The endocrine glands are going to produce the hormones, that endocrine system ka jo hormones hai, that needs to be distributed to the complete body. So in this way, each and every organ system ka jo bhi output hai, okay, whatever is the general output given out by the different organ systems of our body, they need to be distributed to the different parts of the body. And that is what is the role of the circulatory system. The circulatory system in okay, we'll say in the easiest manner अगर हम लोग बोले तो क्या है, circulatory system हमारे body का courier सेवा है. Okay, it is a courier service of our body. Why courier service? Okay, न्यूट्रिएंट्स बनाया एक जन ने, ओके, सब लोग को चाहिए तो वो ब्लड ने लिया, यानी दी सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम ने लिया और हर एक पार्ट्स को दे दिया. हर एक पार्ट ने अपने हिसाब से दे did the respiration and produce the carbon dioxide, so the blood collected the carbon dioxide and brought it to the lungs so that to be given out. Oxygen was taken in by the lungs and to be given out, तो वो भी blood ने लिया और सब लोग को बांटते फिर. वैसे ही the urea and everything which is generated by the different parts of the body, that is going to be collected and going to be discarded through the excretory system. So in this way, the blood is going to act as a courier service or a distributory system, which is going to keep on collecting and distributing the different nutrients and the waste products and throwing it out or obtaining in the body. So in this way, the circulatory system is going to be an important system which is going to take care of each and every cell or each and every part of the body to acquire its required nutrients, its required hormones, it requires oxygen, and at the same time discharge their waste products outside the body. So everything is going to be done by this circulatory system. So let's see now what exactly is about the chapter. So human circulatory system. Both human beings and animals need food and oxygen to keep themselves alive. Yeah, of course, we need the food and oxygen to keep ourselves alive. That means the nutrition, that is digestive system and the respiratory system, are the very two important. Of course, others are also very important, but these are the main ones. Simultaneously, their bodies produce certain harmful substances like carbon dioxide and metabolic waste. So yes, when the body is going to obtain certain kind of a thing and then it is going to utilize it, it is going to produce some or the other harmful kind of substances like carbon dioxide which the body is going to generate, or the urea which is going to generate, metabolic waste, the nitrogenous waste what body is going to contain, is going to generate, is going to be discarded, needs to be discarded. So the transport of nutrients and oxygen and the removal of the above mentioned waste is carried out through blood by the transport system called circulatory system. So yes, as I said, the circulatory system is the transport system. In simple words, courier service. Okay, so it's a transport system of our body which will transport the nutrients, the waste products, the oxygen, whatever. Everything is going to be transported from one organ to another organ so that it could be either absorbed or given out from the body. So accordingly, we see that circulatory system comprises of the heart, blood and blood vessels which circulates blood throughout the body, thereby helping in the transport of nutrients, oxygen and carbon dioxide. So right now we are not considering too big a thing, we are just considering the main three things. That is that the nutrients which the complete body requires, the oxygen which the complete body requires, and the carbon dioxide generated by the body which needs to be discarded, because if the carbon dioxide get accumulated in the body, it will cause carbon dioxide, it will cause poisoning and cause death. So that's why it is important that the blood, which is the circulator. So what is going to happen here is that the circulatory system comprises of three main things, that is the heart, the blood and the blood vessels. Heart, of course, to pump the blood to the different part. Blood is the circulatory fluid, and the blood vessels are the tubes through which the blood is going to get travel throughout the body. Okay, because it's a circulatory thing. Circulatory यानी क्या? वापस इधर आना, circulate होना, circulate होके वापस आना, यानी it starts from here and ends over here. It starts from here, moves around in the body and comes back to the heart. So that's why it's called as a circulatory system, because it's keep on circulating. It is not like our digestive system. See, digestive system is not circulatory, because what is happening, whatever food we intake, it is going to get digested and it's going to be excreted out. It doesn't go back into your mouth. Okay, so that is not a circular path that it keeps on moving up and down, round and round, right? ये कैसा है कि circulatory system is हाथ से चालू हुआ, बॉडी में गया, फिर से हार्ट पे आया, फिर से चालू हुआ, बॉडी पे गया, फिर से हार्ट पे आया. So that's why it is a circulatory system. So the three things what are there in the circulatory system are heart, blood and the blood vessels. Blood vessels are the one which are moving the tubes which are going from the heart to the different parts of the body and back to the heart. And what they do? They help in the transport of oxygen, nutrients and carbon dioxide from the body. Transportation is mainly carried out by the blood and the lymph. So the circulatory fluids, there are two main circulatory fluids. They are blood and lymph. So the two circulatory fluids are the blood and the lymph. Blood and the lymph are the two circulatory fluids present in our body. Okay, we'll learn in detail what exactly they are. So transport is mainly carried out by the blood and the lymph. The blood is transported to all parts of the body by pumping organ, that is the heart, through the blood vessels. So the blood is going to be transported to the complete part of the body, different parts of the body. जो भी जहाँ पे भी पहुँचना है, the blood कैसे पहुँचेगा? By a pumping mechanism. The pump over here of our body for the blood is the heart. And it is going to pass through the blood vessels. Lymph is transported by the lymph vessels which run alongside the blood vessels of the circulatory system. So lymph जो है, they are those particular fluids which they are going to be servicing, or you can say they are going to cater to those particular cells from where the blood cannot reach. Okay, those areas where the blood cannot reach, there the lymph is going to give the nutrients and do the transport mechanism. And this lymph also works parallelly to the blood. So blood vessels के साथ साथ में lymph vessels भी चलते रहते हैं. So it will be lymph is transmitted by lymph vessels which run alongside. They are just next to or alongside or next to the blood vessels of the circulatory system. So this was about the circulatory system in general or in short. Now we start with the detailed thing, that is we first read about the fluids which are there in our body. So let's start with the first thing, that is the blood. So there are three principal fluids in our body. First, the blood. It is contained in the heart and the blood vessels, arteries, veins and capillaries of the circulatory system. So we see that the blood is going to be there. So where are the things where the blood is going to be there? So the blood is going to be there in three main, first of all is the heart, which is going to pump the blood to the different parts of the body. Okay, and then are the blood vessels. Now the blood vessels are, or I'll do one thing, I'll take it as blood vessels. So these are the blood vessels, and these blood vessels are of three kinds, that is the arteries, the veins, and finally it will be the blood, sorry I thought so, the veins, and finally it will be the capillaries. Okay, so the arteries, veins and the capillaries are the three types of the blood vessels which are allowing the blood to flow through them, and the one which is pumping the blood into the blood vessel is the heart. So it is contained in the heart and the blood vessels, arteries, veins and capillaries of the circulatory system. The second one is the tissue fluid. The next one is the tissue fluid. Now, tissue fluid is that particular fluid which normally is not continuously flowing. It is actually present in areas, and these tissue fluid is just going to, you can say that it is occupying the space around the cells. Okay, एक cell है तो cell के आजू बाजू में जो fluid है, that is nothing but the tissue fluid. So tissue fluid is the one which is, so it occupies the space between the individual cells of the body and is also known as interstitial fluid. Interstitial means between two cells. Okay, space between two cells is called interstitial. So interstitial fluid or the tissue fluid is the fluid present between the cells, or we can say which is occupying the space between the cells of the body. So that is the tissue fluid. And finally the third one are the lymph. So this one is, the lymph is the last one, that is the lymph. Now the lymph is contained within the lymph vessels, so they are the one which are going to be present in the lymph vessels. Okay, these are the lymph vessels, and also there in the lymphatic organs. So the other one is the lymphatic organs. Okay, because the lymph is produced in the lymphatic organs and they are going to stored in the lymphatic organs, that's why they will be there in two basic kind of organs, that is the lymph vessels and the lymphatic organs. Figure 6.1 shows a diagrammatic representation of the relationship between the blood, tissue fluid and the lymph as they circulate in their respective vessels or space between the cells in different organs. So you can see the figure over here. The figure here is quite self-explanatory, that what exactly is happening over here is, okay, I'll just roughly draw this figure. So what mainly is going to happen is there is this particular heart. So this is the heart over here. Now the heart is going to pump the blood from the heart to the different parts of the body. So it is going to go to the different parts of the body over here. Now as it reaches an organ of the body, so this is nothing but the artery. Okay, The blood vessel which is going away from the heart are called arteries. The one which are coming into the heart are called veins. So I'll show you the veins over here. The veins will be like this. So this is the one which is going into the heart, and this is the one which is going outside the heart. So this is the vein and this is the artery. Now connecting the artery and the vein are the capillaries. So over here we can see that it will be like this. This is going to be so what happens is the blood is going to travel from the heart through the artery, come over here where the arteries are going to subdivide it into arterioles, that are the minute kind of a thing which are arterioles, and these are the one which are capillaries. Okay, the capillaries. So the arteries get converted into capillaries, the smaller ones, and then the capillaries are going to join and form into the vein. So that's why it will be like this, that एक साइड से हार्ट से ये आर्टरीज आए और यहाँ से आर्टरी है, फिर ये arterioles हो गए, or you can say the capillaries, and the capillaries are going to come like this. So this part is the part of the capillary will be the arterioles, and this part is called the venules. So arterioles and the venules, these are the capillaries. So the fingers what I can see, you can see over here, are the capillaries, and then these capillaries combine together to form the vein and goes into the heart. So arteries, capillaries, veins, heart. Okay, that is one circulation. Now at the same time, this particular blood is also going to go into the lungs for purification, for taking in oxygen, and then it is going to be given back to the heart like this. So this particular motion over here, so that's why this movement over here, from the heart to the capillary body and back to the body, this is called as systemic circulation, and this over here is called as pulmonary circulation. Okay, the upper one is the pulmonary circulation, this lower one is the systemic circulation, hence the complete thing is called as double circulation. So in our body we have got a double circulation. Why double circulation? Because one circulation is between the heart and the lungs and back to the heart, other circulation between the heart and the body and back to the heart. Okay, so that's why there is a double circulation, pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. Similarly, यहाँ पे जैसे see here the blood is going to go from here into the lungs and going to come back to the heart like this. This is going away from the heart, that's why this is an artery. So this is a pulmonary artery. This is the only artery which has got the deoxygenated blood. Okay, all the blue colored one is deoxygenated. That means the oxygen which was present in the blood was taken out by the cells. And the red ones are the one which is the oxygenated blood. So deoxygenated blood enters into the heart and then goes to the lungs for purification. When it turns into oxygenated one, because lungs में oxygen होता है, so it is going to make the blood oxygenated, then goes to the heart and then goes to the body. Body converts, takes away the oxygen and gives the carbon dioxide, and then the blood is given back to the heart. So this one is pulmonary artery, and this over here is pulmonary vein. Okay, so pulmonary artery is the only artery in our body which contains deoxygenated blood, whereas pulmonary vein is the only vein in our body which contains oxygenated blood. See, all arteries are oxygenated, but here pulmonary is non-oxygenated. Okay, that is deoxygen, okay, lack of oxygen. Whereas veins are normally they are not having any oxygen, whereas यहाँ पे pulmonary vein is containing oxygen in it. So that is about the blood part. Now accordingly what will happen is there will be certain kind of the vessels which will be terminating from here like this and going to the different parts within the body like this. They are just going to spread out inside over here, and these ones which are going to be formed over here, these ones which are going to form are nothing but the lymph vessels. So this is the lymph vessel, and these lymph vessels have got such kind of the nodes over here. So there will be black color, these nodes over here, which are called as lymphatic ducts. Okay, these are lymphatic ducts. Okay, so we have over here the, sorry, this, not this part. This is the lymphatic duct. This complete tube is the lymphatic duct, and in between the black part which is there, which is called as a lymph node. So this part over here, this one is called as a lymph node. Okay, so the black parts over here are the lymph nodes, and the tube over here is called as a lymphatic duct. Okay, so you will have the deoxygenated blood, and between the lymphatic thing and the capillary. So in the capillary ऐसा होता है कि capillary से बहुत सारा part, the plasma part, or you can say the liquid part of the blood is oozed out, and then it is going to be being here. So this particular black part over here is the tissue fluid. So between the, see, lymph vessels also are traveling. There is a circulatory motion inside, whereas blood is also circulating, but the tissue fluid is present within the cells. So these which is present within the cells are called as the tissue fluid, which they are shown over here as the dotted things on the arrows over there. So this, they are given the arrows like this over here. So this is the tissue fluid, and of course this one over here, these are as the lymph capillaries, or you can say lymph capillaries. The capillaries, these are also capillaries, but not blood capillaries, but they are lymph capillaries. So that was about the explanation of the, so let's see that. It is clear from the diagram that blood is our body, in our body circulates in a closed manner. That is all the time through the blood vessels. The blood flows through blood vessels, and it flows and its flow is regulated by the heart. So yes, the blood is going to flow in a circulatory manner, and it is going to be regulated by the heart over here. The heart, acting as a pump, pushes and receives the blood to and from the whole body through the blood vessels. Such a type of blood circulatory system is called as closed vascular system. Okay, it's a closed circular because it's closed. Starts from your ends over here, so it's a closed loop. So that's why it's a closed vascular system. Against this, in certain animals such as insects, the blood mostly flows through the open spaces. This type of blood circulatory system is called as open vascular system. See, for example, when you take about cockroach or something, you will find that they do not have any heart, or they do not have any kind of circulation going on. There, the simple thing is that the blood is there in the complete body. इसलिए तो हम लोग जब इसको मारते हैं तो that fluid just comes out over there without any. So that particular thing is because it is kind of a fluid, or you can say it is not open vascular system. So the fluid is not going to flow inside. It is just going to be present throughout the whole body. So that is the open vascular system. Whereas in case of humans, or in most of the bigger animals, all mammals and all, there will be blood streams, or we can say there will be heart which pumps the blood with the different parts of the body. So in open vascular system, here the blood flows from the heart of the body tissues without vessels. So that's why there will be heart, but they will not be pumping it to the different small blood vessels, but they will be just pumping it into the body, just circulating it. Apart from the transportation of substances and the removal of metabolic waste, circulatory system also helps in maintaining the body temperature, protecting the body from certain diseases, and regulating the activities of the body by transporting hormones. So Yes, so we can see that apart from the circulation, okay, we saw that it's a circulatory system. So when talking about a circulatory system, we know that it is going to help in the circulation of the oxygen and the nutrients. But apart from that, the blood also has the function, or you can say the circulatory system also has the function of maintaining the body temperature, because the amount of blood which is going to flow through the skin is going to be different when it is too cold or when it is too hot. Accordingly, the sweating, which is what you are going to get, is going to keep our body at a particular temperature. So that's why the maintaining the body temperature is going to be done by the blood. Secondly, is the protection of the body from germs and diseases. See, the white blood cells, the blood has got red blood cells and white blood cells. The white blood cells are the soldiers of our body. So these soldiers are going to protect our body from any kind of the diseases. So that's why the protection of certain diseases. And finally, regulating the activities of the body. I told you that the hormones are going to be circulated. We already learned the endocrine system, and we say that endocrine system में क्या होता है? The hormones are generated by an organ, and it is going to be given to through a duct, and that is that they are ductless glands. So they are not having any duct, but they are going to be transferred directly into the blood. So this one is called as the transporting directly into the blood. That's why they are called as the ductless glands or endocrine glands. So that regulation of activity of the body of transporting the hormones is also done with the help of the blood. So these were the main functions of the thing. Now we will see about the heart and the pumping organ. The main thing about the heart, that is a pumping organ. So, but I'll do it in the next video.